I want to be in a community where we're not just surviving, and I want to be the person that helps takes us from surviving to thriving. My name is Megan Helberg, and I am an English teacher at Loup County Public School in Taylor, Nebraska. I moved to Omaha after I graduated from college, and I decided to come back home, and a large part of it is because of the ranch. So welcome to my ranch. It's in the Sandhills of Nebraska. I have lived here my entire life. I do feel a strong connection to the Sandhills and this land. We do have a bank in town. We have our courthouse. My mom actually got a grant for that playground equipment when she was teaching here in Taylor. But I also knew that I wanted to be a part of a small community where I could directly impact positive change. Just because my students are from a rural area, it does not mean they're any less eager to learn. They just need opportunities, and I see myself as one of those people that can bring opportunities to my students to help raise awareness about global issues. One of the more major opportunities that I created for my students was a travel club. And the travel club was not just for my students, but it was also for their parents and other family members, and that spread into community members.
My oldest daughter, Heidi, was in her senior year at Burwell, and Megan presented the idea of a travel club for the school. And so, of course, I love to travel, so I signed up immediately to go along as well.
We initially went to Washington, D.C. because my passion is Holocaust and genocide education.
We were actually at the Holocaust Museum. It was just such an honor to get to go inside that museum, and it was really moving.
The next year it was, hey, how about another trip? So on that trip we went to New York City, we've been to Boston, we've been to San Francisco, we've been to LA.
Some of these kids have never been on an airplane, some of them have never traveled outside of Nebraska.
The students and the adults from the community were able to see each other in a different way.
It adds another dimension to when you do travel. You can go out and experience these things, learn about these wonderful things, and bring back to your community.
I'm getting this first semester under my belt at a new school, and then after that, plan on unveiling the travel club for the school and community. We have our Zoom tomorrow with our visitor from the Netherlands, okay? I try to incorporate international visitors into my classroom and give the students opportunities to ask that international guest questions.
What does the history of the Holocaust have on them?
So like what effect or impact still today? And it's usually related to a book that we have read. So for instance, we've just finished reading Anne Frank's diary, and we are going to have an international guest from the Netherlands via Zoom.
What impact does the history of the Holocaust have on the Dutch in the Netherlands?
It's a national trauma, you don't talk about it.
And the kids can ask all sorts of questions about life in the Netherlands and how it is today. Being named Nebraska Teacher of the Year has been an incredible experience.
Megan was at the Burwell Public Schools when she was named Nebraska Teacher of the Year.
Dr. Biden, what is one of your favorite teaching memories? Because of the opportunities that I've received through Teacher of the Year, those opportunities don't just stay with me, they go to my students, the school, the community. And knowing that it's not about me, it's about a larger sense of what's going on in the state of Nebraska as a whole. Education right now is not all rainbows and butterflies, but it's worth fighting for. And that's how I feel about my school and my students and my community. I do feel a strong sense of responsibility to this community and this school.
The villagers, they're of people that lived here before.
And I want to be able to give that sort of upbringing to my students as well.
It doubles our population. Obviously, it's not real people, but it's really cool to see people that used to be in the community.
Yeah, they kind of get a chance to live on, huh?
Yeah.
I want them to feel like they are valued, they are needed, and they are wanted in this community. That their voices can be heard, even as youth. I want to hopefully encourage them to be a returner, just like I am. You can go all over the world and go and do and see, and I encourage everyone to do that, but at the end of the day, this is home.
Within the community, she'll make phone calls and say, hey Carrie, this is going on, can you help us out with it? And you can't tell her no, you know.
But you must have done something right teaching, because there's a lot of us that were in your classes and have come back. So
That's great.
She has chosen to come back to be a part of this rural community and to help build this community. I mean, and that means a lot, and it takes a lot, and it's a commitment and a sacrifice as far as that goes. Because I know she could go big places in bigger communities.
You are a Loop County grad.
Yes, ma'am.
You're a returner.
Yes, I'm back.
My dad had a heart transplant when I was 10 years old, and we were away from home for 52 days. And people helped us take care of our chores and our home while my family was away. People jumped into action. Little things like that have stuck with me throughout my entire life, and it makes me realize that I want to be that type of person for other people in the community.